Good morning everyone, today is another pre-maintenance checklist video, which means we're going over all of the different campaigns which are ending with this coming maintenance. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over is there will be no maintenance on April 30th. So this is when maintenance is usually going to happen. So yeah, that's it. We can roll the outro now, boys. Wait, I was actually kidding. There are some campaigns that are actually ending. More importantly, there is the first time free AC Scratch Ticket campaign that will be ending. So if you haven't done your free pull on the Hairstyle Revival April 2024, please make sure that you actually do it. Some people did have a technical issue when you logged in for the very first time. You weren't able to actually do your free pull. They have resolved that issue. So if you haven't done the free pull, make sure that you actually do log in to do it. All right. So it will actually tell you over here that it is free. It's going to look exactly the same as if it was a daily scratch over here. It'll say that you can play one time free, or it'll look like the 10-day scratch as well, where it also tells you you can play it one time for free. All right. So the only thing you need to pay attention is over here. If it says it's for free, then you can click it. If it says 200 AC, do not click it, unless of course you do want to spend your hard-earned cash. Now with this campaign out of the way, the next thing I want to go over are of course the AC scratches. So the Hairstyle Revival banner itself will be going away. So if you did want any of these hairstyles, you might want to pick them up now, as well as check the prices on the market. As we can see, the Dualante hair usually goes for like 8 million on ship 2, and it has dropped down in price significantly at 4.6 million, simply because, well, you know, we have the scratch that gives us all of these hairstyles, and everyone got a free pull. So that definitely affected market prices, but nevertheless, that means that if you want anything right now, now is probably the best time to buy any hairstyles before the banner goes away, because once it goes away and the supply dries out, prices are going to go straight back up. Now, another banner that is also going away is the Rewind Collection April 2024. So if there is anything from this scratch that you do want to pick up, you might want to do that soon as well. Alright, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is the NGS 3rd anniversary campaign Halpha Super Origin Festival Part 1. So as we know, there is the 150 free SG scratch tickets, so 10 pulls a day, so just make sure that you take advantage of that. But more importantly, there are a bunch of campaigns kicking in the next couple of days. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Super Treasure Scratch and pre-announced Urgent Quest, as well as the Super Boost campaign. Both of these literally kick in 9 hours after this video goes live. So you really want to take advantage of that. And the pre-announced Urgent Quest schedule is already out, so you can plan ahead in order to do all of the Urgent Quests. The reason why this is important is because the Urgent Quests are going to be a lot easier to do, and you can do it back to back. So you'll be able to run 2 runs of the Urgent Quest for the entire duration of this event. So that means double chance of getting Wingguard, but more importantly, you are guaranteed Super Treasure Scratch tickets, which are incredibly valuable. If you don't understand why they're so valuable, please watch yesterday's video. I'll leave the link in the description below as I go over this event extensively. The next thing is of course the Super Boost campaign, just 150% rare drop rate as well as fixer drop rate, very simple. But the next thing is the Super Item Enhanced Support campaign. This campaign over here is actually incredibly important because of the enhancement success rate plus 100%, which means that you have a 100% chance of getting a great success when you are enhancing items. So please take full advantage of this in order to make all of your fodder for your enhancements, because it actually is incredibly cheap and you will save a ton of meseta. It's better to be safe than sorry, because there's like 40 Golden Prim Swords 2 in the event shop. You can use all of them as fodder to create a bunch of Golden Prim Swords 2 enhancement level 80, and then they give you 9.8 million EXP per sword, which is actually incredible. That is a lot of EXP. So when you get future weapons, or maybe you want to gear up another class, you are able to actually max out a weapon in under 2 swords, which is actually really cheap, and it will save you a ton of meseta. Now, when this boost event does come around, I will make another video showcasing how to do it again, just as a recap, even though I do have a video on this already. But to sweeten the deal even more, we do have the Fixa success rate plus 10%, as well as Augmentation success rate plus 10%. These are really nice. And then we also have a 75% off discount on the meseta costs for limit breaking, unlocking weapon potentials, as well as multi-weaponing, which is very good. Now, another thing I want to remind everyone is actually buying the items from the item recycle, because we do have all of these boosts coming in. So I do highly recommend people to buy out the N rare drop rate plus 100% for an hour, because all it does cost is NEX cubes, which you get from over leveling. So make sure that you actually buy all 10 of these, so that when we get all of these campaign boosts coming in with all the extra rare drop rate, you can stack this extra 100% RDR on top of that. Also, keep in mind that we do have PSO2 day right around the corner, which is available for everyone. So that is another 100% RDR. So you get the PSO2 day buff plus the campaign boost of 150%, plus you pop one of these and you have 350% RDR just from the boosters alone. Then you have your food buff, your mag buff, and all of those other buffs. Compound them together and you will have a good amount of RDR, which is definitely going to increase your chances of getting a Wingguard weapon if that's what you're going for, or more importantly, just getting other trash items. Let's say that you're farming in a PSC combat zone, having 400% RDR will definitely increase the Meseta gains you get per hour, simply because more items drop. And if you have auto sell, or if you're selling it manually, the more items you get, the more Meseta it converts into. So that is how RDR makes more money in PSC combat zones. Now, with that being said, the next thing I want to go over is going to be the Arks Records over here. So this week's Arks Records is Stia Outskirts Solo, so just make sure that you actually do it so that you do get your 20 Arks Record badges. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the exchange shop over here. So we'll start with the Arks Record badges. Again, you can use your Arks Record badges to buy all of these weapon camos and star gems. I would really skip everything under here. You know, you don't need Arms Refiners 2, you don't need Arms Refiners. If you need the regular Arms Refiners as well as Arms Refiners 2, you might as well just go to the Genesis shop, which is also something that we do need to buy out ASAP, because when you come over here to the Genesis shop, and let's actually access it, exchange Genesis points, the very first thing that I recommend people to do is, of course, to buy out your Master Fragments. Once you buy out your Master Fragments, next thing is your Foundia capsules. And as you can see here, there are Arms Refiners too, as well as regular Arms Refiners if you need them. So you can buy 40 Arms Refiners as well as 20 Arms Refiners too for like basically nothing. So make sure that you buy that if you need it. There's a bunch of materials here if you still need your rare weapon, but honestly, at this point, you don't need a rare weapon. Just go with the Zover weapon and you'll be perfectly fine. And as we scroll down here, there's a bunch more LC capsules. So if you still need LC capsules because, you know, maybe you're a new player or you're still augmenting or your gear's not, you know, up to snuff yet, you can definitely buy out a bunch of LC capsules over here. That will help you quite a bit. But again, I want to stress the importance of the Master Fragments as well as the Foundia capsules, mainly the Master Fragments, because you really need these Master Fragments. For those who don't know what the Master Fragments are used for, you need to come to the item lab over here. You go to exchange enhancement materials, other enhancement materials, and End Master Cube, and you can exchange all of your Master Fragments into these End Master Cubes. So I can I only make one? I thought I could make a lot more. Well, unfortunately, I could only make one. But nevertheless, these End Master Cubes are very, very important because they're actually used for re-rolling your add-on skills. So when you come over here and go to add-on skills, you can generate add-on skills, and there are a total of 10 classes, and each class has a very specific skill set. So for example, if you come to the Hunter over here, it'll actually give you melee weapon potency up. So if you're a melee class, this will give you a lot of potency. It's actually 5% more potency. And then you can get 3 out of the 4 stats over here as sub effects, which are also very useful. I actually have, I have 25 End Master Cubes. So I can definitely take advantage of it by rolling the add-on skill level 5, which guarantees the maximum level, which is level 20 on the main effect, as well as 3 of the sub effects. This is very, very useful. It does cost 1 million Meseta, which is a little bit expensive, so you do need to keep that in mind. Now, if you don't have the add-on skill level 5 unlocked yet, simply roll on add-on skill level 1, which will cost you 5,000 Meseta per roll, but you just need to roll it, I think, like 10 times or something to unlock all of the different levels. All right, so you just need to keep rolling it several times, and then it will unlock level 3, level 4, and finally level 5. Okay, but with that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is going to be the Aegis Integras over here. Scroll to the very bottom, exchange any of your Neo A weapons into Aegis Integras. I have so many Aegis Integras right now. And then make sure that you buy out your Aegis Soul 4s. So we need to buy out all of this. We need to buy out all my Dominas right here so that we can actually craft my Halphinales. And of course, we will convert those Halphinales into Lux Halphinales. And and this is how you create the Lux Halphinales every single week. All right, so we've exchanged all of that. Very nice. We're gonna plop all of this into my storage or my material storage, and then we come over here to the item lab, exchange augment capsules, and we make our Halphinales. And right here you can see I can make one Halphinale and confirm, wabam. And then eventually, once you have enough Halphinales, you can make your Lux Halphinale. I'm short 4 Halphinales to make the Lux Halphinale, but eventually you will be able to make it because you'll get enough Halphinales. You're getting your 10 Foundia capsules every single week from the Genesis shop, so you will have a surplus of these, okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Growthment exchange. So as usual, we scroll to the very bottom, Growthment, and exchange any of your Vershmel weapons that you might not want into more Growthment, as well as your Octo armors. And then once you have all your Growthment, you can scroll all the way up here and buy out any of the CDs that you still need in case you haven't maxed out your TA customizations. I do recommend buying these and maxing out all of your different skills, especially the technique ones. The technique ones, there's just a lot of different techniques, so it does take a while to max out everything. But I do recommend buying at the very least all the Bs. All the CD Bs are definitely something that you want to buy out, as you can only buy 5 every single week. The A's are a little bit easier to obtain, so it's not that big of a deal, and you can also buy a lot of them. You can buy 50 per week. So I mean, you know, you could always just hoard like what I do, because I have like 6,700 of these Growthment. So, you know, I have a surplus of Growthment, so I might as well just buy out everything over here since I can. The next thing I want to talk about is the Growthment 2 exchange shop. Click on it, scroll to the very bottom and click on Growthment 2. If you have any Zover weapons that you don't need, you can exchange them for extra Growthment 2. However, with this, you can just pick up more Zover weapons if you want to add a Fixa onto your weapon, so forth and so on. Remember, you can actually get one with a Fixa 1 Fatale for 300 Growthment. As we can see, I have 2,600 Growthment 2s. So yeah, it's not that difficult to get a Fixa on your Zover weapon. And last but not least is your Dread Scale exchange shop over here. Make sure that you buy out your customization disc X if you want, or if you can. I still have 2,000 Dread Scales, so it's not a big deal for me. But yeah, you just kind of want to slowly but surely accumulate a bunch of these discs X's, because they are very useful for your TA customizations to get them to the last level or level 10. And last but not least, don't forget about your Alliance shop over here. So go to the Alliance Badge Exchange shop and buy out all of your star gems, because you can buy a total of 30 star gems. Now again, if you need more Genesis points, you can purchase more over here in order to buy out the Genesis point shop if you still need anything over there. So you can take advantage of this 7,000 every single week.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.